On the Gamebridge Ball State Cardinals Sports Network from Learfield. Welcome to This Week in Ball State Sports, a Ball State athletics podcast, highlighting the Cardinals athletic teams and administration each week. Presented by Gamebridge. Here's the voice of the Cardinals, your host, Mick Tidrow.
Hey Cardinals fans, welcome into episode 19 of This Week in Ball State Sports. Hope you're staying warm and safe amidst the minus 23 degree wind chill we've had in Muncie the last few days. Plenty of opportunities to stay warm though. Enjoy Ball State Sports inside Worthen. Visit ballstatesports.com for your ticket needs and the schedules. We'll have Director of Athletics Jeff Mitchell join the show, talk about the departure of Haven Fields and the entry of Alex Perry as the Deputy AED shift happens within the athletics department. Also, we'll chat about the Hall of Fame ceremony coming up on January 19th. So many folks have been a part of this process, and we can't wait to celebrate the 7 inductees on Friday night. We'll also speak with baseball head coach Rich Maloney and his son, baseball assistant coach Alex Maloney, about the upcoming baseball season, the fun we had at Media Day on Monday, and so much more with the baseball program coming off a 2023 Mid-American Conference Championship run, and then also a bid to the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up here on This Week in Ball State Sports. Episode 19 coming your way after a word from our friends over at Gamebridge.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gamebridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gamebridge.io.
Episode 19 of This Week in Ball State Sports, and we're pleased to be joined by Director of Athletics Jeff Mitchell. Jeff, appreciate you jumping on and hope you're staying warm in what we saw as minus 20 degree wind chill earlier this week.
Mick, thank you for having me. Yeah, a little chilly, but we're making it. It's attitude is everything when it comes to making it through the tough times. And gosh, if this is a tough time, we'll be okay. Just stay inside, stay warm, and make yourself as much soup as you can handle.
What's the go-to soup?
I really like clam chowder.
Okay,
it's always delicious on a cold day.
I respect that. I like it. We had baseball media day yesterday, and all the baseball players super excited that we were inside to do the media day with the minus 20 degrees. We'll have fun conversations coming up with Rich and Alex Maloney here on the podcast this week surrounding media day. But Jeff, before we get into any specific sports for this week in Ball State Sports, I want to kind of go on to the administrative side of things. Haven Fields announced his departure. You announced Alex Perry promoted to Deputy Athletic Director. What do those moves mean to the department? What do those two people mean to the department?
Well, let me first comment on Haven's departure. We're so excited for him to have this opportunity at Washington. He'll be doing a very similar job that he was doing here at Ball State, and, working with football and overseeing the external functions of the department. Great opportunity for him. He's going to work for or with the athletic director there, who's new to the job, and Troy Dannon. And Troy's a friend, and he'll do a great job. That being said, we'll miss him. And, anytime you lose an employee that's got institutional knowledge, it's hard to replace that. And we're working on what we want to do to revamp our team. And, I'm very fortunate that one of the things that I enjoy most about this job is to build teams. And so we'll continue down the path of building a great team here. And in the meantime, the first move that we had to make was to name a new deputy athletics director. And for me, it was a no-brainer in naming Alex Perry in that role. Alex does have some institutional knowledge, having been here for a couple of years, but he's exceptionally bright and just is a tremendous ambassador for us as an institution, and certainly as an athletics department, and has a bright future ahead of him in terms of his continued professional growth. And so I'm thrilled to have him by my side to continue to do the great work that we're doing. And he will work with football and continue in his role as overseeing our internal operations, but his role will expand. We're not yet completely sure what that looks like. Those are ongoing conversations between the two of us. But what it does is give a great opportunity for us to look at all of our senior leaders and to do some introspection. And as a matter of fact, they're all doing some self-development work that they're reporting back to me on, and we're going to figure out a way forward together. So I'm really excited about that. But we've got an outstanding administration. We've got an outstanding collection of staff members. And so the future is exceptionally bright, and I look forward to going to work every day with these folks.
Jeff, you mentioned introspection. We are so ingrained with the day-to-day of the athletics events happening and providing the ultimate opportunities for the student athletes. When you talk about introspection, how much of that can you have in the middle of the year while also still doing what we need to do within the athletic department? You piqued my interest on what that looks like.
Yeah, I think it's a discipline that we don't practice enough as coaches, as administrators, as staff members. Because, Mick, to your point, we do get caught up in the day-to-day, and we get into this cadence of, okay, especially this time of year, we've got basketball on a Tuesday or Wednesday, basketball on a Friday and Saturday, volleyball is mixed in there. What else are we hosting? Is it gymnastics? And we just get caught up in the week. And sometimes we fail to really fully appreciate and understand the roles that we all play and what we're trying to accomplish. And so I think from time to time, it's really healthy for us to dial it back and look at what we're doing, see the type of impact that we're having on others and on our department, and sometimes pivot, right? Sometimes we can step back and go, I may not be very good in this particular spot right now, and I need some help. And being able to recognize that and ask for that help is important. At the same time, you recognize areas where you're thriving, and then you just continue to stack wins. When you see there's an area where things are going really well. So a lot of it is just understanding that there's so many people that are working together so that our community can enjoy Ball State athletics, and to rely on these people as teammates to encourage them to maintain a level of positivity and helpfulness. And while at the same time, we're just continuing to grow as a unit. So, sometimes those core values have to be revisited from time to time. And so people understand that they're not the only ones going through just the day in, day out operations, but there's actually purpose behind it. And sometimes you just need to remind yourself of that and your teammates of that. And when you do, you just keep churning and going forward in a positive way.
Jeff Mitchell joining us here on This Week in Ball State Sports. Jeff, a pretty big week across the board for the athletics department. We have the Hall of Fame ceremony on January 19th, 7 honorees. That's going to be a great event coming up at the end of the week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Mick. This will be my first Ball State Hall of Fame event, and I exchanged messages with the 7 honorees, and it is a special moment for those individuals and the families representing those individuals. It's just a remarkable achievement when you can come back to your alma mater and reflect on the experiences that you had and share it with teammates. And we're going to have, I think, about 200 people at this event on Friday, which is amazing. And we're going to celebrate Ball State athletics. And it's an exciting opportunity for us to recognize some of our greats. And we're going to do it with a bang. We're going to have a good time.
So the 7 honorees: softballs, Alicia Barkley; men's volleyballs, the late Chris Bierman; Neil Hazen, who's a 34-year contributor; Brad Miller from baseball; Chris Miller from football; Jill Scully from cross-country, track and field; and Eric Steger joins his dad in the Hall of Fame from the men's golf team. So it's a wide variety of sports too, Jeff. It's a well-casted net of contributors to what Ball State has done for so many years. And that, I think, speaks to the volumes of the type of character and the type of athletes Ball State has brought in over time.
One of the things that excited me the most, Mick, in coming to Ball State was the breadth of comprehensive excellence. And so this class certainly represents that. And I couldn't be more excited to meet them. I look forward to doing that for the first time and celebrating their success. But more significantly, to me is to hear from them just the impact that Ball State had on their lives. And what will also emerge is how they impacted Ball State and the lives around them, being their teammates and coaches and so forth. So it'll be a special evening. And yes, a class that's representative of the comprehensive excellence that we enjoy here at Ball State.
Team that has enjoyed comprehensive excellence under Donan Cruz on the men's volleyball court. This volleyball squad, 6-0 at home. A couple of big wins this past week against ranked UC San Diego, beat Tusculum a couple of times, and now play on Tuesday against Trine before heading off to Texas to face USC and Stanford. Jeff, a 6-2 record for them so far. They've had a pretty heavy stretch of games up to this point in the season.
They have, and again, excited for Donan and that program. And they haven't been at full strength. We're still waiting on a couple of student athletes to join the team that have missed some time for a variety of reasons, but they should be at full strength going into their matches this weekend at the University of Texas. They play USC and Stanford. And really look forward to watching those competitions. This team's good, and I think our fans that have seen us play know that. It's exciting. What an electric atmosphere it was earlier this week when we played UC San Diego. A top 25 match, top 20 match, with the Cardinals being ranked 13th at the time, and the Tritons being ranked 17th at the time, and it was a really dominant performance by Ball State. So I'm really excited to continue to watch these guys play. Coach Cruz has a quiet enthusiasm about him, and the team is they're just fun to watch. Super athletic and long, and they can jump out of the gym, and when they are clicking, they're a tough out. So looking forward to continuing to watch them play, and as we host home matches down the stretch of the rest of the season, encourage our fans to come out and support this team, because we've got some high level opponents coming into town with Penn State and Hawaii, just to name a couple, and it's going to be fun.
Hey, get your tickets, ballstatesports.com. Plenty of fun matches happening on the men's volleyball side coming up. Women's basketball has been off to an electric start this year. They've won 8 straight games. 4-0 in the conference, 14-2 overall, Jeff. Only 2 losses to number 17 UConn at the time, number 14 Notre Dame at the time. This team has everything rolling at this point.
Yeah, playing really well. They're so much fun to watch. I was so pleased watching them play against Buffalo when they were down by 18 at the end of the first quarter, and they never flinched. Everybody on the bench was poised. Our coaches were poised. The student athletes were poised. And as they chipped away, there was just this sense like you're about to see a team that is expecting to win. They're going to have to find a unique way to do it, being down early, but they never wavered from it. They never panicked. And if anything, it flipped. Like Buffalo had an 18-point lead, and they're the ones that panicked down the stretch. And there we were to win the game and win it relatively easily down the stretch. But what an opportunity for them just to continue to grow as a team. And this is a team that has some veteran leadership, and that they're using that leadership in very positive ways to dominate the season. They're playing really well. We got a huge game. I guess not to get ahead of the one that we're playing on Wednesday. That's a very important game. But our next home game is a huge game, a nationally televised game against Toledo, CBS Sports Network, 6 p.m. start. So we need to pack Worthen for that game and bring that energy that our fans brought the last couple of home games to start conference play. So we're excited to be behind them and look forward to continuing to watch their success.
Yeah, it's a red out on Sunday the 21st at 6 o'clock against Toledo, nationally televised. First time Worthen for women's basketball hosting a CBS Sports Network game, so make sure to show out. Bring your support for Ball State women's basketball. That's off to a 14-2 start this season. Like Jeff mentioned, they play Wednesday at Central Michigan and then have 2 home games, the 21st of January and 24th against Toledo and Miami. Flipping over to the men's basketball side, they play Tuesday at Eastern Michigan. The last 2 games been really close games against two of the top teams in the conference, against Akron and Toledo. It feels like this team is right there, Jeff.
Yeah, I think so too. But there's some growing pains that come along with teams that are inexperienced. And, I'm really encouraged by the performances, especially against Akron and Toledo. They competed. And when you do that, you give your chance to win a ball game. And I certainly thought that because of that competitiveness that we had a chance to win against Akron and against Toledo. It didn't go our way. There were some things down the stretch in both games where we didn't execute, and that's part of growing and learning too. But I'm confident that Coach Lewis and that coaching staff are working day in, day out to shore up some of those deficiencies. And it's a good opportunity for our young team to continue to grow. And sometimes that growth doesn't come in the form of wins, but eventually it pays off. So looking forward to them hopefully getting back on track in their game later tonight, and look forward to the remainder of the season. They're still fun to watch. Because they do compete, and I think they're continuing to grow and develop. Probably not as quickly as Coach Lewis wants them to, but there's there's an element that at least in my seat that I can see that there's something to what they're learning, and continuing to support those guys, and excited to continue to watch them play.
Men's tennis starts Friday at Butler, so not too far of a trip for them to begin their season. Coach Richards super excited to get the squad back in action. I know that.
Well, it's like Coach Richards is doing this for the first time, and
Right.
yet he's got 50 plus years experience. So I think it's awesome that he is as excited as he is about this team, and I look forward to watching those guys compete too. And fortunately, as cold as it is right now, we're playing inside, and so as a matter of fact. I was with the family earlier at the Y, and we got to see a little bit of those guys on the practice courts. So they're working hard and excited for the season.
Jeff, you'll have to let people know also what was happening at the Y at that time.
Well, there was a massive Mitchell pickleball tournament that was going on the Y. We took advantage of the holiday to go and play together. And to get outside the corners of our house, and though it was inside at the Y, we got to run around and exert some energy. So good, friendly competition, and we won't go into any details about how that went. It was fun, friendly family competition.
I was just about to ask. I don't think we need to go into the details of the final scores though.
No, I think that's better off not being discussed today, Mick.
Gymnastics has a couple of big ones coming up too, Jeff. On Friday the 19th, they're in the Tennessee Collegiate Classic in Tennessee, and then on the 22nd, with that meet being moved to Monday with women's basketball nationally televised on Sunday, they have their first home meet against Bowling Green at 7 p.m. Really fun squad so far this year.
Yeah, really talented squad, and they had another great weekend. Just coming in behind Ohio State, but ahead of Towson in their most recent competition. And Coach Joanna Salim and her staff and the young ladies that comprise of our gymnastics team work so hard to perform at their best. And this is an individual yet a team sport, and they support each other, and it's again fun to watch them compete. I look forward to watching them compete in person when that first home meet comes up here next Monday. But if you like entertainment and you like high energy, and I think we've talked about this before,
yes,
then a gymnastics meet is the place to be. And so Worthen, no doubt, will be rocking this coming Monday as we host that dual meet with Bowling Green.
Two other sports in action: track and fields at the Bob Marks Memorial Indoor Season Tournament in Ypsilanti, and then women's swimming and diving hosts Toledo on Saturday as well. So a couple more opportunities to get those teams in action as well, Jeff.
Yeah, all of our sports seem to be rolling right now, and looking forward to watching those teams compete as well. And our swim and dive teams continue to be very consistent in how they compete. And as they get into the meat of the heart of their season, looking forward to watch them thrive.
Well, Jeff, before we let you go here on episode 19, that's wild. We've already had 19 episodes. Anything else you want Ball State fans to know as we've got a couple weeks now into the new year?
Well, we talk internally, Mick, about how we view what we're doing and the impact that we're having, not only in the department, but across campus and in the community. And, I've challenged our leadership to have one word that they're using to either motivate themselves or inspire them as they continue to do the excellent work that they do. And just sharing the word that I've selected for the year, which is momentum. And I think that we have great momentum here within Ball State athletics. I think the university is thriving off amazing momentum. And to the extent that we can continue to invite and develop momentum from our fans and from our community members, especially as we are in this capital campaign, consider jumping on board with us, because what we're doing right now can completely transform Ball State athletics. And I look forward to continuing to share these growth opportunities that we're working on, and continuing to share in the success with our student athletes that they're having. But let's embrace that momentum that we have. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to continue to serve Ball State and Ball State athletics. And I really feel that momentum is behind us.
Well, Jeff, we appreciate you always jumping on This Week in Ball State Sports. Have a great week.
Mick, thanks so much. Go Cards.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gainbridge.io.
Welcome back inside This Week in Ball State Sports, episode 19, second show of the semester, and it's Baseball Media Day today. We're hanging out with head coach Rich Maloney. Coach, appreciate you joining us. Season's right around the corner. We're not too far away from the season starting. When you hear that, what first comes to mind?
Excitement. Just excitement. The thrill of a new season, it never gets old. And the love of the game and the love for the players to watch them compete. Everybody's just thrilled to put on that uniform and strap it on and compete against another guy. So, hey, it's getting an exciting time. It's only a month away, man. We're jumping up down, do a somersault to play a game, especially when you're seeing cold weather outside. You're saying, get some warmer weather, please.
Minus 23 wind chill's not the favorite, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. But better days ahead for sure, Mick.
Better days ahead for sure. So, Rich, it's kind of a new team this year. Win the MAC championship last season, make the NCAA tournament, some turnover. Some returners coming back, but overall, very new team.
Well, yes and no in the sense of we still have Hunter Dobbins, one of the top catchers in the country. We got Blake Beavis, who had 11 homers back. We got Dylan Grego, who sat behind Adam Tellier, but Dylan's a heck of a player. Michael Hallquist, a transfer from the Northwoods League, who was the MVP. We got Decker Scheffler, who won the Mid-American Conference batting title. Nick Gregory, who had an on-base percentage like 430. We got some good transfers come in. Houston King's a heck of a player. And then we got a couple transfers that'll battle for second base. So our lineup is going to be really has a chance to be really special. So I'm excited about that. And I think pitching standpoint, we got a healthy Jacob Hartlip. So we didn't get many innings out of him, but he did dogpile last year. And we're excited about that. And then Logan Schulfer's throwing in the mid-90s now, which is exciting. We got a great transfer in Merritt Beaker, which is huge for our rotation. We still got we had a nice freshman class, and then some grad transfers to help us with depth on the mound. So, yes, a new team, 20 new guys. We've never had that before. It's a new landscape in college baseball, unfortunately. But nevertheless, a lot of nucleus that's pretty strong and proven. And these guys know how to win. So we're excited about this team.
You talk about a strong nucleus with those 20 new faces coming in. How pivotal is it to have that nucleus and then bring in so many new faces as well?
Man, Mick, you hit the nail on the head, because the biggest concern a coach would have is how is our culture going to be, because it's been so strong. I mean, we've averaged the last 4 years 38 wins, and getting back-to-back rings, and then losing Ty Weatherly to the Orioles, losing Trenner O'Donnell to the Red Sox, losing Ryan Brown to the Dodgers, and then losing Ty Johnson to the Cubs.
All good reasons losing them, but ...
Yeah, and then you got Adam Tellier, great player, graduates. And then you got Ryan Peltier, our MVP, and then Justin Conan. I mean, just to name a few. I mean, those are a lot of at-bats, a lot of innings. Great players. More importantly, great people. But to lose that many, then you worry about, okay, how are we going to adjust with all the newcomers? To be quite frank with you, it was seamless. It was seamless. I think it's a tribute to our strength of our culture and the strength of our leaders who have been in the culture for a while, accepting the newcomers in. And I think it's also a testament to the job that Alex Maloney did, and the recruiting coordinator, to bring these guys in, bring good kids who are good students, who are really good athletes, to help minimize the tremendous losses that we did, suffer in a good way. In a good way. These were good losses because that means we won.
Yeah.
And that means they get a chance to play, a lot of them get a chance to play pro ball, and the other ones graduated. So that's wonderful. And that's what we want in our program. So the one thing I guess we're most proud of in our program is that we've been able to reload. And I think this team has a chance to do a really good job. And I think they'll be picked near the top of the conference, if not at the top, with the guys we got coming back and the guys we got coming in. I think we have a chance to be good. But now we're playing a foreboding schedule. So we could be really good and not have the greatest of record. And then hopefully as the season goes on, we continue to grow together, stay together, and reach our peak hopefully as the season goes.
What stands out to you about the schedule?
Well, what stands out is you got Iowa number 16, and you got Michigan State to open up the season. You got Coastal Carolina, who's one of the top, if not the top mid-major program, certainly one of them. You got Illinois, and then you got Cincinnati. So right there you got some. And then you got Jacksonville has one of the top pitchers in the country, the scouts have told me. So we're going to have, on a Friday matchup, we're going to have face somebody's ace that could pitch on any SEC team. You got them, and then you got Florida A&M was also in the regional as well. Not to mention twice against Indiana, who was in the regional with us. Then you got Indiana State, who was in the super regional.
It's a fun way to end the year, regular season wise.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you're constant. I mean, there's no let off. And then, of course, you got your battle in the MAC. We got 5 new MAC coaches in the league, which is going to bring a lot of new energy. And I'm sure these guys, they're all successful, so it'll be a different-looking league. But also in our league, you got Kent's going to have some guys back. They're so well coached and so good. And then Central has 2 all-league pitchers back, so they'll be in the mix. Miami is a assistant coach who became the head coach that was at Indiana State, done a great job recruiting. So it's going to be a tight race. But I just like where we're at. I like things we got going on in our program, and I like the kids we have. I mean, we did a 3.6 cumulative GPA for 36 players. That's really amazing. And we were one of 7 schools to have a 3-point cumulative GPA since the inception of the ABCA Academic Excellence Award, honoring those who have a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or better. We're one of 7 left standing, and that was done in maybe about 2015, 2016. They started that award. So again, the thing I guess I'm most proud of is the consistency in our program. And these guys, they got a big call here because the bars continues to be set higher, and they have to maintain a tradition by holding up their end of the bargain. So as players come into our program now, the standard's so high that they're gonna have to be ready to compete because everybody's gonna be gunning for you. They've been for years, but they see, hey man, they lost this guy, lost this guy, so they're gonna really be gunning.
Rich, you've mentioned excellence, you mentioned the standard, you mentioned your son Alex on the recruiting trail, bringing all those things together. Talking about Alex real fast, how cool is it for you as the head coach to have your son be in that recruiting role and that pay dividends from a recruiting standpoint and somebody who knows those standards for the program and be able to showcase that to the incoming recruits?
Yeah, I mean, it's really special because, what a lot of people don't understand in this profession is that your families do a lot of sacrifice. The number of hours coaches put in is beyond anybody's normal work. Nobody understands it. So back in the day, I remember people used to say, hey, man, you get your summers off, right? What are you talking about, man? Our summers, we hardly get a day off because we're out recruiting.
What's the summer?
Yeah, exactly. And then you got a family, you're trying to raise your kids. And so Alex been around it. He didn't know really any different because that's how he's grown up. Having him by my side is special, certainly, without question. Because he's all in. I mean, he could have went to other colleges, and he chose to come to Ball State. Matter of fact, he could have played for Coach Gilmore at Coastal. And he had a good career here, played a little bit of pro ball. And then he's paid his dues to get here, man. I mean, he went to Wayne State at D2, got his MBA. Then he went to Tennessee Tech, served as a volunteer, made like $3,000. Fortunately, his wife Bailey ended up supporting him during that time. Went to Murray State for a little period of time, and then he went to SIU Edwardsburg. It was quite a journey, making no money, and then getting this opportunity, which he's earned, and then doing a good job. And it's nice having Justin Wexler back by my side. I mean, Justin was a great player for us, and has always loved the program, and I always wanted to have him by my side. And the last 7 years he spent scouting, so he's got a great background to help us with the recruiting. And then he's just a great person. So having those guys who understand the tradition deeply is real important to me. I'm always a believer that if you can hire somebody that has lived it with you and values it the way that you value it, if there's someone out there like that, that would be those are good hires. And I'm fortunate to have great guys around me. And then we hired a East Sider, so I'm from Detroit, and I do have a bias towards Detroit.
How about those Lions?
Those Lions, I mean, I definitely am an East Sider, and I'm proud to be an East Sider. And what an East Sider stands for basically is grit. So Dan Campbell represents that, and we got a guy, Nick Caruso, as our third assistant, who's also from the East Side, ironically, just as it worked out. But I take a lot of pride in from where we're from. I always tell the guys, you wear your head high. You're from Ball State. You wear your head high from where you're from. You represent your hometown. And for me, I've always tried to represent the East Side because blue collar. A lot of machine car industry. And a lot of guys that are just middle class to low middle class to regular middle class people, just good folk, and who grind it out. And I think that's why Dan Campbell's been embraced by the Lions, because he fits that MO. And I think that's helped me in my career, because that's been a big thing for us, is always about the grit. And we never take a backseat to anybody in anything. And that's why I'm so passionate about the program, because that's our mentality. And that's why we've beaten a lot of giants. I mean, Arizona a couple times when they went to Omaha, LSU when they were number 6, Maryland when they were number 22, Oregon when they were in the top 20. I mean, the list goes on and on. And a lot of that is because our guys have bought into grit. And they don't take a back seat, and they believe. Our motto, you got to believe. We really believe in that. And been fortunate to coach so many great kids. So on this team, no different. I think there's a great group of guys. I'm excited to watch them compete and watch them to grow together as a team, see what they might do.
Well, Rich, we're sure excited for baseball season. Appreciate you joining us here on Media Day on This Week in Ball State Sports. Good luck this year.
Thanks, Mick. Appreciate you.
Sometimes it's not the moment. It's the moment before the moment. The moment you make a choice. The moment you take control. The moment only you can own. Gainbridge lets you invest on your terms. So you're not only in charge of this moment, but all the moments to come. Start investing now at Gainbridge.io.
It's episode 19 of This Week in Ball State Sports. Just chatted with baseball head coach Rich Maloney. Now we jump into the assistant coaching ranks with his son, Alex Maloney, Ball State Baseball. Alex, appreciate your time as always.
Well, it's always good to be with you, Mick. Appreciate it.
Alex, we've got a pretty fun season on tap coming up for Ball State Baseball. Reigning Mid-American Conference champions, made the NCAA tournament last year. What is the feel like going into this season for Ball State Baseball?
A lot of excitement. The group has gelled together so well, and it's an exciting time. We're a few weeks away, 3-4 weeks away, and this group of newcomers. We had 21 newcomers, and they found the tradition. And when they got here, they found the way that we play baseball, and they've embodied it to a T. And we're so excited to see them to ultimately play somebody else here coming forward. So we're excited.
Alex, you talk about the embodiment of what they bring as Ball State baseball type players. You get to recruit a lot of these players. In your current role as an assistant coach, what are you looking for when you're looking at these recruits to make sure that they fit that Ball State style?
First and foremost, we look for a lot of grit. The word grit has been in our program for a long time. We really embodied it last season. We look for guys that are just tough ball players. Each of them brings something special to the table along with that. But first and foremost, the grit, toughness mentality that we have, kind of a blue-collar program is what we really pride ourselves on here at Ball State. So the grit, hard work ethic, high-energy players are what we look for, and we were blessed to be able to bring in a lot of quality young men that embody those characteristics for us, so we're excited about it.
Alex, everybody sees your title, recruiting assistant coach. I don't think most people know exactly what goes into assistant coach in baseball world. What else do you do within this Ball State baseball program? Yeah,
we have a lot of responsibilities. Recruiting is obviously first and foremost with my title that's my first priority in the off season. But really, recruiting never really stops. It's always it's a full year deal. But our players, when they get on campus, are a priority, and development of hitters and outfielders and even assisting with the infielders is also in my responsibilities. But the assistant coach at Ball State, it could every day is different. I mean, you could come in and you're doing equipment, recruiting, travel. You could be working on film with guys, working on development with guys, whatever it is. There's a wide variety of things that we do, and we're supported so well. So we have so many wonderful resources at Ball State that allow us to do these things to a high standard.
Alex, you played for your dad, and then you went to the minor leagues and went through some other programs as an assistant coach. Now you're at Ball State. What's it like to be back with your dad?
Special. Winning a championship together back in 2014 with such a great group of guys was the first step, and that was really special for us as a family. And coming back last season and defying the odds of the MAC tournament, of kind of what's escaped us in this program for a long time. As much success as we always had, the MAC tournament's been it's evaded us for a while. So that group last year and was able to win that championship, and for our family to be able to win it together back on the same field was truly special. Something we'll never forget. So we're so thankful to be a part of that, and it's wonderful to be back at Ball State. This university means so much to me and personally, and just working with quality young men every single day and working for another championship at your alma mater is a special feeling.
Alex, the dynamic has to be a little bit different between you and your dad now, right? As a coach instead of a player?
I'd say it's a little different, yeah. It's we're definitely just trying to soak in as much knowledge as I can. He's had so much experience and success at such a high level that you just try to learn day in and day out of how to run a program. And we have such a great program here at Ball State that you just try to soak in as much knowledge as you can.
We talked a little bit about the schedule with your dad a few minutes ago, but when you look at the schedule, what jumps out for you?
Very challenging schedule. We're excited about it. We're playing some tremendous teams, so we're gonna have to play well, and we believe that challenging schedule will really prepare us for a great MAC season. There's some great teams in the MAC that we got to be prepared for, and so I think that the preseason schedule will really help us get to that point.
Ball State baseball has never been afraid to play those tough games. It's been, as long as Rich has been the head coach here at Ball State, there have been games like ranked LSU, Maryland, Iowa. You see these programs on the schedule. Why is that?
We just we play the best. We don't kind of getting back to our recruiting philosophy of the grit and toughness. We don't shy away from anybody. We'll play anybody in the country, and that experience of having our players play LSU. Like, I got to play LSU in my career. I got to play Oregon State, and in these tremendous programs, and some of them we've had success against, which we try to play the best. We want to prepare ourselves for what the ultimate goal of winning our conference championship, the experience of playing those high quality programs is something that we really try to embody.
Alex, how have you developed as a coach?
A lot, learning so much here, as a coach, and you try to soak in all the knowledge that you can, and so patience and work ethic are some things that you just have to, at Ball State, that we've really embodied, and there's just so many different characteristics that I've been able to gain, in my experience I believe this is year 7 as an assistant now, so I've kind of been all over the country, and you learn something from every stop that you go to, and being at Ball State and my alma mater and working for a future Hall of Famer and Rich Maloney is truly something that's special, and challenging yet rewarding, of learning every single day and just trying to be better every single day and providing the best experience and development that we can for our student athletes.
What excites you most about this group of hitters?
I truly believe it's going to be a very relentless group that just applies a lot of pressure. We have a lot of power. We think this lineup has a chance to be special. We think they can put up some serious numbers. They work extremely hard. These guys are always hitting. The best hitters hit a lot, and these guys they hit and they hit and they hit more. And so the work ethic and the way they gel and each of them bring something special to the table will really help us in our pursuit of a relentless pressure group that can put a lot of pressure on the defense. And ultimately, if we could score more runs, obviously, the more runs you score, the better chance you have of winning. So, we really pride ourselves on a relentless pressure 1 through 9 in our lineup. So excited for this group.
You get to work with the outfielders, too, as an assistant coach, Alex. What stands out about that group?
Very experienced group this year. Nick Gregory started, I don't know the statistics, but well over 50 games last year for us in center field, and very experienced player that, and he has improved speed this season. So I really believe he's going to be able to have game-changing ability out in center field. Decker Scheffler is one of the best players in our league, and he's a fantastic outfielder defensively, and his batting title last year in the MAC speaks for itself. So you got 2 really experienced players there, and the group that we brought in also is some newcomers that you also will see in the outfield. They've got a lot of experience in their respective schools that they were at before. So it's going to be a game-changing outfield, we believe. They have a lot of arm strength, ability to move and go make plays, and we're really excited about that group.
Alex, we're about a month out from the start of the baseball season. When you hear that, what first comes to mind?
It goes fast. It goes so fast, and we're so excited. We're starting to prepare, for the travel and for the entire season, and it's going to be exciting. The guys are ready to go. Today it's a little cold. Obviously, we can't get outside, but
minus 23 wind chill.
Minus 23 wind chill. So we're still in the indoor, which is a fantastic resource for us. But the boys are ready to get outside down south, and we're excited to open up against some fantastic teams. It's going to be very challenging, and we got to be ready for it, and I believe this group will be.
Hey, appreciate you, Alex. Good luck this season, man.
Thanks, Mick. Take care.
Thanks for listening to This Week in Ball State Sports, presented by Gainbridge. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Gainbridge Ball State Cardinals Sports Network.